Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Grow Your Business with the VA Summit. We have Alethea here with us today, and this is amazing because she's from Australia. See, we work all over the place. So
Yeah.
welcome, Alethea. And today we're going to talk about course creation. Everybody wants to create a course. You guys always have to been thinking about creating a course, but you do not know how to, what needs to go into creating a course or the steps. So Alethea is going to speak to us today regarding how to create a course. Thank you so much for joining on my summit.
Thanks so much for having me, Akila. It's awesome to be here today.
Thanks. Can you tell everybody about yourself and your business?
Yeah, sure. So I own and run Cloud Executive Services, and we're a digital marketing company for course creators. So we specialize in working with coaches and helping them grow their impact online through online courses. So usually clients come to us once they have maxed out their one-on-one services. They're usually getting really burnt out. They're really struggling to keep up with things, and they really want to grow their business, but they need to leverage their time more. And so that's when they come to us and they've got a course idea that they want to implement. And so then we work with them and take them through the steps of creating their online course and sending it out to their audience for them. So.
What goes into putting a course together?
So much actually goes into putting a course together. Probably exactly like you found out with running a summit, there's so many bits and pieces. So the first thing, usually you obviously come up with an idea of what you want your course to be around. So then I recommend you send out like a lead magnet, or you survey your audience so that you know that your idea is actually something that your target audience wants and that they need a solution to. So obviously you want to find a problem that they have and then provide them with a solution. So the first thing, is pretty much coming up with that idea and then testing it with your audience first. And then you step into the whole course creation mode. So then you're looking at what tech you're going to use to create the course, who you're going to work with to set up the course. Do you need help with setting up the course, or can you use a system and put it together yourself? You would then go through mapping out your course modules. So whether you and how you want to deliver your course. So some people want to package up an evergreen course and have it run consistently so that people can join at any time. Other people want to run like a 6-week course or a 12-week course. So then obviously you need to work out how you want to deliver your course and what way your audience actually wants to learn from you as well, and then package that up into your tech. And so then you would go into once you've got your idea down pat, your course like packaged up to how you're going to deliver it, then I would say you would go into your pre-sale and launch phase. So you don't have to have created your course content at this point before you go onto a pre-sale. I often encourage people not to create like a whole course content, especially if it's your first time, because it's a great way to get feedback is to create content with your audience, so as you're going along. So then so once you go into like a pre-launch, pre-sale, I always suggest having, once you've sold a couple of courses, make sure you've had like the first at least module of your content created, and then create the rest live if you can. If you can't do it that way, like some people do struggle to do it live, then I would suggest obviously sitting down and creating all the content that you want to put in the course if you can't do it live with your students.
So is it like in a way to doing that way you could kind of test it out to see how the first module is going?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So the idea then is to get feedback, especially on the first round, so that making sure that you're providing exactly what the students want. Because sometimes I think as course creators, we think, our students really want to learn this, and we provide it to them, and then they actually wanted to learn this other part of it instead. So it's a good way to kind of test it out and get feedback from them.
So for me, like for a summit, they said 90 days is good to spread out, to put everything together, to make sure you can market and everything. How long does it take to put a course together?
I would actually say around about the same time, about 90 days, because a lot of it is done in that pre-build-up phase of the marketing phase, because you need to build your audience, you need to be doing like your email marketing to grow your email list to make sure that you have people to sell to. So that can take a good 1 to 2 months to get your face out there and known and everything, and then obviously doing Facebook Lives and all that kind of marketing stuff. So then you can launch your course. So yeah, a lot of people do obviously want to launch it in a quick, shorter time frame, and if they have the audience there, perfect, that's fine, we can do that, and then you can launch within a month. But if you don't have all the pre-stuff done, then yeah, it's going to take about 90 days as well to launch something.
So what systems do you use to put it together?
Yeah, so I'm a Thinkific expert, so I work with the Thinkific platform. So that is a really great platform, and that it actually hosts all the content for you. So a lot of other platforms you'll have to store your content on Amazon S3 or YouTube and that, but you can actually upload everything to Thinkific. So that's why I really like that platform. I also use Teachable with clients as well. So it's very similar to Thinkific. There's not actually that many differences between the two. But then, of course, there's a lot of other platforms to use, like LearnDash, and they're ones that you can actually put on your own WordPress website. So it really depends when you are choosing a tech to use, what your needs are, what you want it to be able to do. Do you need affiliates? Are you going to be running at evergreen? Those are the kind of questions you need to think about when you choose the tech that you're going to use for the course.
So what should a business owner think about before they even start creating a course? Like before, instead of just diving into, it's like, I'm going to do a course, what should they think about the steps they should take before they even do it?
Okay, so you probably want to, the first thing I would probably suggest is surveying your target market. So I've had clients that I just work with on different other projects come to me, and then they're like, oh, I want to do a course now. But the first thing we actually go back to is, well, does your audience really want the course that you want to create? So that's probably the first thing that I'd suggest, is that you set up like just a simple survey in Google Docs, like Google Forms, and send that out to your email list, and even put it out on your socials. So you're getting feedback from the audience to see whether creating a course is actually right for your business, and especially at that particular time in your business, because you could be in that phase where people are really getting to know you and that, but they really want to work with you one-on-one, and it's not really yet the time to go into more leverage services. So yeah, it's a good idea to kind of survey the market first.
Yeah, because you don't want to do all that work and put everything together. And then nobody's like, we're not interested in that. It's like, because then that crushes you as a business owner.
Yes, definitely. Exactly. Yeah.
So for a business owner who's trying to put this together themselves, what are some of the issues and the problems that they will come across?
Yeah. Okay. So there's quite a few things that I see all the time. People dive in and they're so excited, and then they go, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. So a lot of it comes down to the content creation. So that's why, like when I mentioned earlier, that it's a good idea to sometimes do it with your students, but then if you don't set the time aside and create the content, you're going to fall behind. So, and that's what I have seen a lot of clients do when they've tried to create the content all at once. They've got everything kind of set up and they're waiting to launch it, and they're not putting the time aside to create all the videos and create the content. That's the part that gets everyone stuck. And then the second thing that gets everyone stuck is selling the course. So yes, I usually have two types of clients come to me, where they put the content together and they don't have it online or anything yet, but they've got it all done and they want to sell it. So they didn't think about how they were going to sell it. So they needed to, obviously, then we have to take a step back and do the whole audience building and marketing side that should have been done first, but they're doing it the other way around. So yeah, so it's usually that either the content gets people really stuck or the selling of the course, because they don't have the audience or the email marketing or any of that done to be able to sell to. They've just created this amazing course and then gone, oh, I need to sell it, but don't know how, or I don't have anyone to sell to. So yeah.
Do you guys help create the content, or is it all from the client?
No, so we don't create the content as such. We will design all the workbooks and that, but we don't. We will go through the content with you. Like if you have an idea, we can plan it out. But the actual creating the content is up to the client. Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's really their zone of genius that they're putting out.
Everything together. So when somebody comes to you, what is your onboarding process like? If when they decide they want to hire you for your services?
Yep. So we we would have a one-on-one call through Zoom, like we're talking now, and we would map out, go through the whole project, the course, and work out what they needed to be done. And then it's really a simple process. So I actually use Dubsado. So then I would send out a welcome email with a contract and invoice and questionnaire. And so then once that is all completed, then we start on the course. And so then we just do everything via sharing all the content via a Google folder, like Google Drive folder or a Dropbox folder. So yeah, everything's simple like that.
That's good. So you guys get on that call and be able to discuss everything of what their need, what everything that you need to even just get going, and to help them put the plan together.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And so I actually send out in the welcome email is the exact information that I need is listed out. So whatever steps we're taking and the things that we need to do first, it's all listed out. So they have everything. So they're not wondering, oh my gosh, what do I need to send? I've listed it all out for them. Yeah.
So for somebody who's ready to hire a virtual assistant or VA to come in and do their course for them, what kind of questions should they ask before they even hire somebody on? So they're not just hiring somebody who thinks they know, like, oh yeah, I've done it. Well, how do they know to hire the right one?
Yeah. So, well, I'd be wanting to ask them to see their previous work, like, because a lot of what I do is I'm able to send all the different Thinkific sites that I have set up in the courses I've created for clients. So that's a good way to be able to see the level of work that they do and how they do it. And then you can ask them questions based around your course. Ask them what they think is a recommendation for the tech system that you use, for how they plan it out, what pricing their course should be priced at, who they think their target audience is, who they should be marketing to, what marketing ideas they have and that. So you're kind of asking those kind of questions, but really I also think that the VA should be asking them as the business owner a heap of questions, and that will you'd be able to then tell whether they know what they're talking about or not, because if they can't ask you many questions about your course or what you're doing, then that should ring alarm bells and they're not sure themselves about the course creation process.
Because that VA is asking all those questions because they're trying to get the understanding of what the business owner wants.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. So the VA should be asking the questions about about their course, about their business, what they should be. About their course, about their business, how they want to market it, what their overall goals are and plans are for the course as well. So the VA should be asking those kind of questions. So if they're not asking any of those questions, then I would think, I wonder if they actually
understand what the process goes into it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which is true. You should ask. I think a lot of questions should be asked from the VA, because that way the VA can understand what the business owner wants or needs are.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Because otherwise you can't put together a proposal because you don't know what it's going to be. So, yeah.
It's true. So have you ever had a client who wasn't clearly satisfied with the service or the way things are going? How do you handle those situations?
Yeah, so usually I've found it comes down to communication or not the right expectations.
Mm.
So if we've had someone that's not happy with product or like a service we've delivered, so then obviously we would jump on a call and we talk to them and work through what parts they're not happy with, and then work on fixing those for them. And so usually it comes down to so maybe they thought something worked in this way of a piece of tech that works, this connection was going to work like this, or actually it doesn't work like that. And so there was a miscommunication involved. So we do everything that we can to obviously try and fix something and make sure that the client is happy with it in the end.
So it's communication on both sides that clearly needs to be done.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Especially when you're working in a digital world, like things can be misinterpreted, especially when you're doing a lot of email or instant message is your communication. So yeah, sometimes it's easier just to jump on a quick call and talk things through, and then yeah, you'll have it all sorted.
Yeah, because your meaning of one thing could be something different. And so
Yeah,
like in the email, sometimes stuff comes off bad or wrong. It's
yeah,
like,
when
are
it's
they mad at me? So you start thinking things.
yes, exactly. And half the time a person is just busy and just sent off a short, quick email instead of
Right.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's true. So in conclusion, for everybody who is thinking about putting together a course, what would you tell them about putting the course together and then hiring somebody like yourself and to do the course?
So I would say, yeah, definitely look into doing it. Courses are a great way to expand your business. Firstly, obviously, you need to research your target market and see what they're wanting, and so that you provide a solution to the problem that they have. And a great way is to leverage off so if you're providing one-on-one services at the moment, a great way is to build on those one-on-one services. So if you're coaching them about starting up a business, then I would put together a course on how they can start a business, and that would be a lower cost than working with your one-on-one, or you could offer it as like an addition to your one-on-one services. So definitely look into creating an online course, go through the process of finding someone to create with a person that does course creation to help you with it if you need help, and look at programs like Thinkific and Teachable that have everything is built in, and it makes it a much simpler process. And then work on marketing your course, because that is the biggest part that a lot of people forget, is the whole marketing side, that without all the marketing, no one's going to be able to buy your course because they don't know it exists. So
Exactly.
really, put all your effort into creating like brilliant marketing and promote your course, and then you'll have a really successful course business in the end.
Yeah, you have to market it.
Yes, exactly. People need to know about it.
So I want to thank you so much for joining me. So for everybody out there, if you're thinking about creating a course, want to know how to do it, so like I keep saying, you stay in your zone of genius, you do your job of coaching, whatever else, but let somebody else handle the whole other side of it, because 90 days to do a lot of this stuff in 90 days, it's a lot. It's a lot. So hire somebody like Alethea who could help you put your course together and make your life so much easier. So if you think about creating a course, there's people out here to help and serve you. So thank you so much for joining me for my summit on grow your business, how to grow your business with the VA. I'm enjoying this so much. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye, everybody.